These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackie and Judd on SKOR North and SKORNorth.com.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Write that down. Write them down. It's like a personal contract with ourselves.
All right, gentlemen, welcome in. I feel like, I don't know, my voice like altered overnight with a 70-degree change in temperature.
It'll do that.
And more's
That'll
coming.
do that.
It's going to go.
We're going back up the other way.
Yeah, we're going up to like 70 by Sunday. And then it's going to drop to 40. And it is, I will say this, as far as like your sinuses go and your voice goes,
Yeah.
it's just a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I feel like my body is revolting the last 24 hours. I appreciate the 65 degrees, but can we not go like 15-degree wind chill just the next day? Can we just like smooth this out a little more?
Yeah, driving home last night from the hockey game, I thought my car was going to get blown off 394. Like at one point, I got hit by a crosswind. I thought I hit ice.
Yeah,
and my car like literally moved.
Yeah,
and I'm like, am I sliding? It's like, no, it's the wind.
That's sometimes more spookier than like, obviously like black ice is no joke. And I hate that feeling where you're just white knuckle, just praying to God you can get home or wherever you're going in one piece. But like when that wind comes, oh my God, that's also like terrifying because it's really unexpected as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, but semi-truck drivers out there, whew, that's, man, Lord. So, all right, we are the only show in America that actually puts statistics next to our predictions. We do a football version of this on Purple Daily, and then this is the OG version here, the original, write that down. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. Those are the rules. We keep track of batting averages and home runs as the statistics. And then listeners, if you want to be like Andrew and participate as a guest listener predictor, you can send Declan a message through the SKOR North app. There's a feedback tab, and we'll get you scheduled for some time in the upcoming weeks. So let's get started here with Judd's accountability session. We're just a couple weeks into the new season. The Super Bowl marks the beginning and the end of the Write That Down season. The batting average champion, Judd, had nothing come off the board this week.
Yep.
Now, still on the board, we'll highlight some. If for those of us that didn't have anything come off the board, we'll highlight stuff. You said Kirk Cousins will never win another playoff game with the Vikings. I think you said that maybe even like last offseason.
Yeah, I think it was after the Giants loss.
Mm-hmm.
When he checked down.
How you feeling right now? How you feeling? Got negotiations happening?
You know, I think there's a real, there's definitely a chance he can come back, and I think we have seen from what O'Connell and Kwesi said that the door is open, but I don't love him to win a playoff game. So, like, if Kirk comes back, I don't feel like, oh my God, this prediction is in jeopardy.
Okay.
Which is a very unfortunate thing to say. I wish I didn't feel that way.
6 years.
I wish I had never predicted this, but I had to.
Okay, I had a couple things come off the board here. One that actually should have come off the board last year, I think, because the XFL announcement was actually last year. But we'll start with this one. I said between 2 weeks ago and the February 28th, write that down, Monte Morris will hit at least 3 3-pointers in a singular game. He has not done that yet. He's been playing pretty well. He's dishing out assists. He's playing some defense. But the 3-pointer has not fully come around for him. And then I told you guys that Terrell Owens would one day play in the XFL. This is one of the oldest predictions on the board. This is from like 7 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
And we finally put an end date 2 years ago of end of 2024. But then the XFL dissolved into the UFL.
Which is the USFL and the XFL.
Yeah.
When does that start?
Got all that?
It starts in April.
The end of the month. Or the end of March, right?
End of March. And they've reduced down to like only 8 teams, I want to say.
And Declan is going to be doing.
Oh, I can't wait. Gonna have a field day
every week.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because he loves predictions to come on.
We got arena football back. We got UFL football.
Oh, that's right.
We got arena football in our backyard, boys. We should go.
Yeah.
We should get tickets.
We should. Be a blast. So, but Terrell Owens will not be playing in the XFL. The XFL.
Gibby.
Okay, listeners had nothing come off the board, but we'll grab a feature prediction still on the board.
Gibby.
So Gibby had a parlay. He said over the first decade of his head coaching career, Kevin Stefanski will win twice as many playoff games as Mike Zimmer, and A.J. Brown will finish his career with more yards than Irv Smith. I think he's safe on the A.J. Brown, Irv Smith part of the parlay.
Yes.
Yes.
Stefanski still, so Zimmer has 2, right? Both over the Saints. 2017 Saints.
19 Saints.
2019 Saints.
Yep.
And I think Stefanski only has the one playoff. Didn't they beat the Steelers with Baker a couple years ago?
Yeah, I think Stefanski actually coached that game from his basement because of
From his
COVID,
basement.
right?
Oh,
Yep.
Does he not get credit for that?
And I think
win?
Mike Prefer ran. I think former Vikings special teams coordinator and now former Browns employee, because I think he got fired.
Yeah.
Mike Prefer coached that game.
Well, so Gibby, good luck in your continued quest. Okay, Declan had 3 things come off the board. He said Judd would do a selfie video involving Anthony Edwards needing to sit out the All-Star Skills Competition or the All-Star Weekend, or an I Told You So selfie video the week after of why Ant shouldn't have played. Didn't see that one come across from Judd.
I didn't do that. And I will say this. Nobody has perfected the art of being hurt and then coming back in Wolves history as well as the Ant-Man.
He had to be carried off the court last night.
Nas said he calls him Paul Pierce.
He's a Ric
So
Flair.
he's got
Thumb to
digestive
the
problems
eye.
more than an ankle problem.
How about that story?
Pow. Just
That's
right
still
thumb
one of
to
my
the eye.
favorite stories. That Paul Pierce story is one of my favorites.
It is hilarious. Yeah, he had to go to the bathroom.
Do you think Lamar Jackson also had to go to the bathroom during that infamous game in like the COVID season?
I do.
Because I think he did.
Sure.
I think he
100%.
did.
And you know what?
I have, as a non-athlete, I have ran to the bathroom many of times.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like as an athlete. Of like, I'm sure they pop Imodium like crazy, right? Like to make sure they don't have to go. But that'd be my biggest fear.
Yeah,
We've all been there.
two Imodiums, and you should be good for 24 hours. So I don't know.
We've all been there,
problem is.
though. You know what? Like, no one's going to say, oh, well, that's a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's no joke.
Hey, too much information. I must have had something for like breakfast. I popped afternoon my first Imodium in like 3 years yesterday because we were going to Dakota. It used to be Dakota Jazz Club, but it's just the Dakota Club last night.
Yeah.
To go see. We had a gift card. And by the way, the act that was playing, it was like a Hawaiian jazz situation.
Cool.
And the main singer was Tia Carrere. Do you guys remember Tia Carrere?
Really?
She was the main. She was the main villain, or one of the 2 main villains in True Lies, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
And
Oh my
she's
gosh.
and from Wayne's
What?
World.
Wayne's World, yeah.
Yeah,
Tia
dude.
Carrere was in Wayne's World. That's
Yeah,
what I
she's-
remember.
Crazy.
And she's
She had like all these. She had like True Lies 8x10s that she was signing for people.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Dakota's great. That's a great
Oh, it's so good.
venue.
How
Really
old is
fun
she now?
place to go.
57.
She's
57. Okay.
57, yeah. Good for her.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Just rocking and rolling. Just doing. Yeah, who would have thought, man? Just singing at the Dakota on a Tuesday night.
Awesome.
And it was enjoyable because I had an Imodium. So I could feel peace of mind. Let's see here. Declan said Byron Buxton will be starting a spring training game in center field before the end of February. Congratulations. Yesterday, right?
Yep.
And then you said the Twins would acquire another established player in February with at least 150 games as a hitter or 200 innings as a pitcher, and Manuel Margot was traded for.
Gonna make his debut Friday.
So there you go. So Declan, the only one with a hit. He has 2 hits on the season, batting .500. Nobody has a home run yet. All-time stats, Declan, 361 batting average. Judd, 327. I'm at 271. Listeners, 261. Judd has 308 career hits. Listeners have 55 career home runs. So there's the all-time stats going back to 2018. Let's get Andrew in here. He's on his lunch break in Hibbing right now. So we'll try and get you, unless you want us to drag this out so you can, skip out on work for a while. You let us know.
It's pretty cold out in the woods today. I can tell you that's it's not ideal to be cruising some timber right now, but we're getting some work done though.
Okay. All right.
Tomorrow. Just do it tomorrow. It'll get warmer. It's gonna get warmer. It'll be much better. Just take the rest of the day off, as far as I'm
It's just weird. You got to dig out the winter clothes, and you're just like, oh, I'll put them away, and then dig it back out again.
It's the life we all chose here. So, well, when did you become a Minnesota sports fan? What's your background?
I was big into the Twins at first. When I was really young, I was a big Twins guy. My grandpa brought me up with the Twins. We're watching them on TV and the M&M boys, and I'm a big hockey guy too. So I guess the Gophers. I'm not so fan. I'm fond. I'm a North Dakota guy myself, but
no.
I like the Wild. When they're not being, what they currently are. But Just like last night, another loss, another 6 points back now. So
Yeah,
but otherwise, I've been really catching up on the Wolves this year. I'm not a basketball guy. I've maybe gone to like 3 basketball games in my entire life. Went to my first Wolves game this year.
All right.
I went to when they played OKC, and Ant missed the tying 3 shots at the end there. They fouled him on a 3-pointer, and he missed all 3. But that's all right. It was fun. Great experience to go out. They do put on a good show over there. I can't wait till they get a new stadium.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, we got to figure out who's paying for that new arena.
You and A-Rod and Lori all can't wait until they get a new arena.
Yeah, did Mark Lori put you up to this? Is this propaganda?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't be losing teams. We're better than the Dakotas and Iowa. We can't be losing these major sports teams. We got to keep them in town. No matter basketball, like you guys have been preaching, Minnesota could be a basketball state. You never know. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
it's Andrew Rodriguez is our guest here right now.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Exactly.
In fact, I've got the premium seat math here if you guys want to know.
Whoa.
So, Andrew, why don't you give us your first prediction, and then we'll go around the room 3 times. Fire away, man.
All right. Well, my first one here is going to be the Joel Pollad prediction. I think he's going to make up for his words here, and we're going to make a trade for one of these 3 Central Division pitchers before the trade deadline. Okay. So one of these 3. We got Shane Bieber, Dylan Cease, or Michael Kopech.
Oh, Kopech.
I stand for Kopech, man. That guy.
Kopech, Bieber, Cease would be unbelievable. Kopech, actually, that makes a lot of sense.
And I like it because I think they signed him to a 1-year deal this year. Maybe $3 million.
I think he's under control still.
Yeah, so Kopech is under team control through 2025. So he's got 2 more years left.
Right up the Twins' alley after he gets an injury.
And he was like, he had a weird season last year.
Yeah.
We forgot to Google him. We didn't Google him.
I think that guy's going to turn into a super reliever is probably what's going to happen. Because he's got nasty stuff. His control's bad. He walks a ton of guys. I can see him becoming like an elite firearm reliever. Probably.
And he was an elite reliever, or not elite, but he was a really good reliever 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. He struck out 13 and a half batters per 9 his first full year as a reliever. Then they went start. That's a good one. I can see that one.
I like it.
And the White Sox are not in a position where they care about trading in the division.
Angels. They're going to be the Angels. I was going to put on there that maybe they might be like waiver wire guys because the White Sox might fire sale like the Angels and buy out all those guys like the Angels did. But I was like, I guess we'll go for a trade.
I like where you're going.
Such a mess.
I like it.
Write this down.
Judley.
All right. Pablo Lopez will strike out 8 or more Royals in the Twins opener on March 28th. He struck out 8 exactly in the opener in Kansas City last year, so I think he's going 8 or more again on March 28th.
Okay. Dex?
It's Pablo Day today in spring in Fort Myers. He's starting his first appearance of spring training is today.
Who doesn't?
Write this down. I'll make another spring training related prediction. Byron Buxton will hit a spring training home run before Royce Lewis or Carlos Correa.
Okay.
Buck's gonna run into a ball. We're gonna start to get a little more excited here. Neither of these 3 are in today's lineup, and I believe even Rocco said in classic fashion, Buck will get a couple days off here as he played his first meaningful game in a long time in center field. But Buxton will hit a spring training home run before Royce Lewis and Carlos Correa.
Yeah, they usually, especially early in spring, even just starters that don't have the injury history of Byron Buxton, rarely play back-to-back days until you get to the last 2 weeks in March. So Buxton's probably going to be day on, 2 days off, and then kind of go from there.
And I said I meant Royce Lewis or Carlos Correa. Basically, Buxton will hit the first home run before those other 2 guys. That's what I mean.
I got a Buxton prediction too. Write this one down.
Okay.
Write that down.
So he played in 2022. He played 57 games in center, and then he played 60 games in center in 2021. So I'll make this prediction: he will play more games in center field than he did in 2022 or 2021. So I guess he'll play at least 61 games in center field this regular season. In the regular season.
Buxton excitement.
And it's not even like that high of a bar. That's not even.
No, it is not.
It's like a third. Just give us like a third of the games in
You're
center
just
field.
hoping. Hope against hope.
I believe in the flap surgery.
The flat just flying in the wind.
Write this down.
Ow.
Okay, back to Andrew.
All right, we'll go to the basketball court. I've been listening to you guys last couple days, and I agree with Phil. I'm not worried about the Warriors. I'm not worried about the Lakers. The Minnesota Timberwolves will sweep their first round opponent.
Wow, dude.
Right.
Let's go. Yeah, all these old bags, LeBron, 39,
They're washed.
Draymond.
Oh my God, look at the Warriors. They won 2 games in a row. They're coming
Dude.
back.
This is where the Timberwolves need a fight song to play. I've always said they need a fight song. You got the Twins fight song. You got the Vikings.
Wild
The state of
one.
hockey.
Yeah.
The Wolves need a song so that when someone says something like you just did, that there's a
Oh,
song
I see.
to
I
play.
was trying to figure out
Like-
where you're going with that.
No, like a song to fire
for
up
the show.
Yes. Yes, they need an enthusiastic Timberwolves song. That's not it.
Come on, Timberwolves.
No.
Does
that
any
doesn't-
NBA team have a fight song?
You know what? I don't care. If they don't, be the first. I think the Bulls. I think the Sixers did for sure. In the 70s, it's gloriously awful. It's
Okay.
like a disco. It's like a disco song.
Oh, I think we
Sixers-
played that one time
Yes,
on the old
the
radio
Sixers
show.
did for sure. Yeah, come on.
All right, somebody with musical talent out there who listens to this show and is a Timberwolves fan, go and get your composer on. Okay. All right, next prediction here.
Write this down.
From May the 6th through May the 9th, the Seattle Mariners will invade Target Field. And you can write this down. Jorge Polanco, in that 4-game series, will hit no fewer than 2 home runs.
Oh, a revenge series.
He will hit, yep. He's going to get a tribute video. He's going to doff his helmet at the plate. It's going to be very emotional. He will hit at least 2 home runs in that series.
Is he going to hit him off DeSclafani?
If DeSclafani's
I might
pitching
make
against
that
him, I like his I like his chances. Now here's the question: Is DeSclafani hurt by then?
Well, he's hurt right now. I know he's participating in spring
I'm
training, but
saying-
doesn't he have like a partially torn UCL?
I don't like his chances of pitching very long.
Okay, Dex, what's your second
All right.
prediction?
Write this
We
down.
talked about this in passing, and I think it's inevitable. This is probably even a single. Rip me if you want, but Blake Snell's next contract will have an opt-out in year 1.
In year
Whatever
one? After
in-
year one?
After year 1, he'll have
Okay.
an opt-out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in year
Yeah,
1.
that's
That'd be awesome. I don't want to pitch here
Oh,
anymore.
it's
People
June.
don't
It looks
ever
like
rip
I'm a
me.
free agent again.
Goodbye. But yeah, Blake Snell's next contract will have an opt-out after year 1. Write it down.
How dare
Write
you
this
rip
down.
me for soft predictions and then make that one?
It's true. It's a pretty soft.
You
prediction.
can no longer. You've lost all right to poke fun at me.
Write this
I haven't
down.
lost all right, but yes, yeah.
I mean
that's
that was
fine.
weak ass stuff.
Wow.
That's really weak.
Okay. And
I mean,
will Jason
Jason
Zucker and Matt
Kelce-
Dumba also be traded by the trade deadline?
Jason
Judd?
Kelce
what
still
other,
has not
what
retired.
other former
and you
Minnesota
buffoons-
athletes
and
can
you
we pile
buffoons
on
stop
today?
me from making a prediction I should have been allowed to make.
I love how we were about to get to the next prediction, and Judd just keeps going. You guys go ahead, work this out.
No,
we don't
we're
have
done.
to. We got
No,
plenty of time.
we're done. We're done. It's over. It flared up. It's over.
Okay, write this down. DeSclafani. Anthony DeSclafani will wind up on the injured list sometime, speaking of layups, before the All-Star break. 2 can play this game. 3 can play this game.
The injured list or
DeSclafani
like the
will-
60-day with surgery?
The injury list. The injury list. But yeah, he does have a UCL, right? I think it's UCL. Let's Google it here.
Well, he still has it
Anthony-
right now.
It was a
might
flexor.
not-
Was it a flexor strain? Right.
Flexor?
It's not good. It's a precursor.
Flexor strain in right elbow.
It's a
September
precursor to Tommy John.
26, 2023.
Yeah,
So
he's gonna need Tommy John.
I also spelled DeSclafani correct for the first time without having to look.
wow, did you capitalize the S?
I did capitalize the S.
Nice job.
It's like Minkiewicz. It's stuck in your head.
Oh, that, yeah. Couldn't pay
Mientkiewicz.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
CZ, right?
Now spell Brzezinski.
Peirz.
Is it EI?
I think it's
It's P or PIE. PIE.
PIE.
yeah.
PIE.
RZYSKI.
Okay, back to ANDREU Andrew for his third and final prediction.
All right. Well, next week we got the best state tournament in the country, as I like to see, the Minnesota State High School Boys Hockey Tournament. So I think I'm going to parlay a couple of champions here. And it's a little ballsy because the section finals are going on today through the weekend. So some of these teams might not even make it, but I got to get mine out there, just in case. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 75th annual Minnesota, that guy.
The guy's awesome.
Forward. Junior forward.
Winning Class A, the War Road Warriors.
Okay.
And winning Class AA, the Minnetonka Skippers.
Let's go.
Yeah. The Skippers is
Yeah, they might cakewalk, pun intended, to that title.
Well, what do they got? Like 6 D1.
It's like 9.
well, and they're not really like there's a bunch of kids from outside the school district, correct?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yes.
just like the transfer portal now.
It's like
They-
Hopkins
It is.
basketball was.
It
We'll
100%
pay a couple
is.
thousand. Come to Minnetonka.
Wish we had done that when I was around in Taco. They could have beat Edina once in the Section 6 final back in the day, which they never did back then. But
And if they would have had an NIL for scorekeepers, Judd would have been
Judd would have appreciated that. Yeah.
I would have been good. Yeah. Yeah.
The
especially up in
Road's gonna sweep Class A for girls. They just want it for girls, and now they're gonna
Yeah.
take the boys.
Well, you know what?
so-
Tell them to move up. Tell them to move up from A.
Tell Herman
tell them
to move up. They play Hibbing tonight. Go Blue Jackets.
to get real. Move up to AA War Road.
Amazing. All right, Andrew, we'll let you get back to your, back into the woods and grinding out the rest of the day here in these minus 20 wind chills. But since you have this life-changing platform right now on Write That Down, is there anyone you'd like to thank who helped you get to this peak moment?
The boys that keep me going about these sports things. They sometimes control my day. I'm waiting for you guys to post your video to see. I can see if Kirk Cousins is hopefully going to Atlanta or something, or wherever he's going, Denver, Pittsburgh. But just my buds, you guys keep the content coming, and I love that the Twins show is getting some more love now that we're getting closer to spring training, and I love and I really do think you're pulling some of these hockey guys over to basketball, Phil. I mean, I'm getting that. I would not have turned on a Wolves game not 5 years ago, not at all, like zero. So
yeah,
I think
nobody should have 5 years ago. No one should have had to watch those
Willingly.
games.
But I mean, it's getting me into the basketball world. You and Kyle and doing your thing and bringing on Jim Pete, and I love it. You guys are putting out more content and keep it going.
Awesome. Andrew, thanks for the kind words, the great predictions, and we'll definitely do this again sometime, all right?
All right, boys. We'll see you later. Have a good one.
There he is, Andrew.
Thanks.
Write this down.
Guest listener predictor.
All-time great Minnesota accent there. You can tell
That was
where
great.
Andrew's on the Iron Range near North and Hibbing, because that was an all-time Minnesota accent. I love it.
He's a
That was
hoops guy
great.
now, though. Big
How
basketball
about that?
guy.
I think there's some hockey and football people gravitating into Timberwolves land, and I got to be honest, it's probably ending in disappointment at some point, but maybe they'll get us at least to like the Western
they're a good
Conference
team.
Finals.
You know what? They are a good team.
But I feel like people are like, oh man, the Vikings have disappointed me, and the Wild keep disappointing me, and here's it's like it's still Minnesota sports, so just understand what you're probably signing up for in the long run. But yeah, it's fun.
Absolutely.
The Wolves haven't had many of these seasons where I think they've only had like 3 points in history where they've brought in new fans, maybe 4. The first season, the KG Marbury first playoff run, maybe like the first round of the Western Conference Finals, and then this. I guess Rubio. Some people jumped in on the Rubio Kevin Love stuff.
I would say there was optimism or a little bit of excitement with Rubio, and even like Kat Levine, Wiggins. Like there were some not as hardcore as this, but there was definitely like, oh, maybe they're turning the corner here. Maybe this is something to build upon.
Tibbs bring in some fans?
No,
Switch.
I think he did, and so did Butler, and then they bailed. That was such a joyless season that I think the fans were like, "This is great. We got to, basically a new lease on life." And then they saw it, and they're like, "Oh no, forget about it." I mean, if you go back, that Rockets first round loss by that point in time, it felt joyless.
It was just like get the season over with.
Yes, like
please.
this team is this team is fun. This team feels fun, right? Ant's a great personality.
Yeah.
I remember it was weird because it's like, okay, the Wolves are in the playoffs. This is supposed to be a good thing, and it was just pulling teeth.
Yeah, the whole thing felt like a death march. The game 82 was fun when they played. It was the Nuggets, and they had to win to get in. But
and
it
was a lot of fun.
They're probably not beating this Rockets team. Before we get to our final predictions here, why don't you get down and inspect your carpets? Get up there and inspect your air ducts and be honest with yourselves, okay? If you haven't had a deep clean in a long time, Zero Res comes in here to save the day for you with their SKOR North special. It's 3 rooms, 0 resified. They'll deep clean your home, your carpets, and you can get those 3 rooms, 0 resified for just $119, starting at $119, and a free hallway. And this month, take $75 off when you get your air ducts 0 res clean. 952-0res or 0resminnesota.com. Say you want the SKOR North special. Spell it forward or backwards. It spells the same. 0 res.
Write this down.
All right, Judd, what's your final prediction?
All right, my final prediction is this. You can write this down. Brooks Lee will have a major league at bat by May 1st. So I don't know he makes the team out of spring training, but I think, people are going to get hurt. He is very clearly close to being prepared to play here. Just in St. Paul, it's an easy drive. I think he makes his debut by May 1st.
Okay. I like it. I think,
Write this down.
man, if he can come up, imagine just like getting a fully formed, if he makes the splash that like Royce Lewis did,
Oh, God.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, man.
And stays healthy?
It'd be a blast. All right, Declan.
All right, write this down. Phil and I were exchanging texts yesterday of WrestleMania stuff, and I want to quantify this. Sami Zayn will be added to the WrestleMania main event, the world title main event with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. They're going to put Sami Zayn in there. I want that as a quantifiable thing. But with Seth and Drew, I mean, we've done this song and dance like 3 times already within the last few months, Judd. And you can't just keep running out the same matchup over and over again. And I know Drew has developed into this great heel. His contract is also up. That's been a big scuttlebutt, Judd. If WWE is going to be able to lock up Drew McIntyre
with Cousins,
they should. But I think you add a little extra element to it. You put in Sami Zayn. So I want Sami Zayn. Write it down in the world title match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, what do you think if Sami Zayn does face Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match, Judd? How would you handicap Sami Zayn's chances in that match?
Not good. Not good at all. Not good. Triple threat matches are difficult. They're tough.
Yeah, they can be
grind
grueling.
them out.
No.
The champ can lose his title without even being pinned in a triple threat match,
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one from way back when, Phil, was the one that you told me, what was it, the People's Champ? Like where you could just challenge
the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, where you could like go to a restaurant.
It's just, dude, Rob Gronkowski was the 24/7 champ at one point.
Yeah.
Gronk is just like at the airport. All of a sudden, R-Truth comes in. You got to bring a referee with you, though. So
it makes it even better.
It's hilarious. Okay, I'll make a wrestling prediction too. Write this down.
Write it down. You like writing things down. Write this down.
Minneapolis, Minnesota's own Charles Edward Betts, otherwise known as Chad Gable. Shoosh.
Thank you.
Chad Gable will win the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Write it down. He's from St. Michael, Minnesota, born and raised, billed from Minneapolis, Minnesota. In fact, Dex and I sat right behind his parents and family at Monday Night Raw a few months back, and his daughter. But he is going to win the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Right.
Joe, what do you think? Gunther's had the title for like 500 days. It's actually like the most, I think it's the longest title reign ever for the Intercontinental Championship, which is a story.
Honky Tonk Man previously held that record.
It's a storied championship, Judd, and Gunther has had a stranglehold, pun intended, on this title for a long time, and now I think it's time for a change.
Dynasties are meant to end, Declan. Dynasties are meant to come to an end, and what better way than for the local guy from here to win it, huh?
And then Gunther gets to go off into the world championship mix after WrestleMania.
It makes too much sense.
So there it is.
Write this down.
You write that down, predictions, your accountability session, the only show in America that actually puts statistics next to our predictions here. It's Write That Down on Minnesota Sports with Mackie and Judd.